Would you please welcome from a place called
Oh.
1963. Holy shit.
Who's going to be the dog?
I think we know. Jeez.
Oh, God.
Bizarre.
Excellent.
Oh, I'm John Biner. Oh,
Hey,
Chris
right on.
Minor.
Super Dave. I get it.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, my gosh. We pretty much set the tone. We don't have to do a show now.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. It's good. Oh, good.
Show's over.
Jeez Louise. What was that guy's name? Oh, it's so great.
Oh, no.
Spike.
Lee.
SpeeWee got pregnant.
Am I Tessa Campanelli there? Awesome.
You're fucking Tessa Campanelli.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, cross your head. I'm touching your head.
Stickler, you're killing it, baby.
Oh, Stickler's the best.
That's awesome. Oh,
Oh, it's so good. Or
lovely.
so creepy, one of the two.
Yeah. Both.
All right. Welcome. Welcome as the crowd goes mild for Winnipeggers 84. 84 episodes of this amazing
Holy.
show that we've got for you here. And if you didn't figure it out, Canadian TV shows is the topic for today. But after 84 episodes, we got a huge news to tell you guys. There's big things in the works. So we had a couple meetings. We had our first pitch meeting, which Dave and Rybo weren't quite sure what it was. And then Rybo Googled pitch meeting. And I have to say the second one, we knocked it out of the park. Am I right?
Seemed pretty good, yeah.
And
For real.
maybe that's what pitch meeting means, is that you gotta knock it out of the park because you're getting
Right.
it, you're pitching it. You're,
Well, yeah, we're both pitching and catching. No smart remarks, family.
that's
Yeah,
right. That's right.
We're pitching the idea.
Don't judge us on that. The
We're
pitch
knocking
meeting was
out of-
way better than that joke.
We're knocking it out of the
Yeah,
park.
let's go. I didn't
And-
use that at the actual
Yeah.
pitch meeting.
We did some stuff. We did some bits. We did some imitations. Robert did some imitations. We told some stories.
We did.
I thought we did a hell of a job, and so did the corporation, because things are moving forward. Now, this is, I know a lot of times you guys watch the show and think that everything's a gag. Ha ha ha. We're laughing at everything.
Yeah.
But we really do have some stuff going on here. And so it has gone to the next stage. Now, listen, you got to get to 15 stages to get a show. That could get canceled one episode in, like the Martin Short show. Remember that?
I think it was 2 episodes and it was great, but it doesn't matter.
But we got, I think, to stage 2 or 3. Third stage, and I ain't talking about Boston. Let's go with that.
Third base. We got third base right now.
We do.
Yep.
Dave, how you feeling about the corporation, how things have been moving along?
I was just happy to be invited to the meeting and see people that are from a different country. Stuck here in Canada, these were Americans, and that was nice. And it's nice just to keep the tradition of the friendship alive between the two countries. And
Right.
they were our type of people. You could tell share the same skin almost. That's how I feel about them. I just love them so much. I want to
and
get
if they don't-
inside of them.
If they don't sign us, they're about to when we cut their faces off like Hannibal Lecter and wear them around. Hi,
Yeah.
Reliving the pitch meeting the whole time.
I'm Lot Schonecker.
Yeah, we did suggest the
Nice.
human centipede at the pitch meeting. So 'cause we want to be close to these people. We know that we're going to be close working with them, and it's kind of like ass kissing right
That
off
must
the hop.
that
right
must have met. We must have done that on our cheap ass horror movie one. I'm sure.
I don't think we really
think
touched
we
it, but the good news is, though, we're going to tie it in with our whole Canadian background. We're going to call it the human centennial pede, and we're going to go out to Bird's Eye Park and just do activity.
Bird's Eye Park.
Beaugenture. Birds Hill.
Oh,
But so
sure.
good things are coming, guys, and good things come to those who wait. And Lord knows we've been waiting a long time, but we are still killing it for you. We had a huge, successful show last week, which I'm just going to add up some numbers here. It actually, I believe, was one of our highest shows probably in the last 4 or 5 months. Yeah, we're now up to we beat we beat Dave's birthday bash already. Yeah, and we beat Show and Tell live. Kazoo 2 live was a good one, but we still got a really, really high rating last week for Idiot Winter Olympics. Thanks to all of you who turned out for that and watched the show. And
You know, the winter Olympics never does quite as well as the summer Olympics.
never does.
Yeah, as the kazoo.
especially
Kazoo
this year.
Yeah.
But we did have we sent out the blind drawing pictures of Gilbert Gottfried to our
Yes.
contest winners, and Bella Rose, Asher Bombsy, that's Rybo's right there. We didn't send you originals because the originals are like the Mona Lisa; they're worth lots of money. We sent you mixed media copies, is what they're
Yeah.
called. Bruce Gilbert got one as well, and we
No
also
relation.
had, no relation, and we also had Matt Palmer, Donnie Melendez, and Mackenzie Taylor.
Nice.
So 6 winners getting the 3 blind drawings of Gilbert Gottfried. Show yours again, Rybo. Hold up to the camera there. I mean, it's pretty much a spitting image. Gilbert Gottfried swollen on an alcohol and drug binge, maybe.
It was Belial.
Something
It's
in your hand.
Belial.
I'm gonna give you something in your hand.
Yeah,
Dwarf tossing.
I would
What
show
about
mine, but I actually cleaned my desk for the first time here. First
Oh
time.
my God.
And I'm in Stamford, Connecticut, in Vince McMahon's living room. So there's a little wrestling humor there for everybody who I actually am in Stamford, Connecticut, home of Vince McMahon. But I think the guard dogs and the security have been told, do not let this man anywhere near the premises.
I see.
But we, like I said, we had a great week last week. Lots of great comments from the family. Jamie Renee Alvey says another amazing live show tonight, guys. It's always a blast with the Winnipeggers. Was that a
Thank
funny
you.
one?
No, I was thinking of
Oh.
something else. I was on a different show in my head.
A much funnier one,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
Michelle Worrell says this was the best Winnipeggers in Indian Olympics. I had a blast. After a long day of work, I needed some fun. And this is what we're here for, right, guys? You have a long day at work, come home, crack a beer, and enjoy the 3. What did they call us once? The 3.
Oh,
What
yeah.
was the name
Don't
for
ask
it?
me.
The
The
terrific
trifecta.
trio or something.
Yeah.
The trifecta of. Don't make me say it. I don't know.
Terrific trio.
Yeah, I think it was
Something like that,
three effing geniuses, I think is what they called us. Maybe.
Three amigos.
Laura G says, happy family day, Winnipeggers, from a diehard member of the family. Rybo doing the Star Wars theme on the kazoo was awesome. Can Dave do a rant on family day or rant about why people don't like spending time with their family? Apparently it was family day yesterday.
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Different
they-
things in different cities or different provinces or states.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Keep
didn't
up
know.
the hilarious side-splitting work.
Hmm,
Right?
Okay.
Vash Starwind, if that is your real name, that's the fakest sounding name I've ever heard in my life.
Vash.
Pretty cool.
Great show, guys. Thanks for the shout outs. I was honestly laughing my ass off the whole time. I'll try to be more decisive and not on the fence, Dave. Sometimes it's really hard to choose a winner because all 3 of you are freaking hilarious as F with symbols.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Swears.
Yeah, let's say cartoon swears.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like that anymore.
Laura Love says, you all tied for first place, idiot. You all owe us a brain freeze, though. Here's one. Farron Sproat says, hysterical episode. Bring back the Porksky. Incredibly catchy. I was walking around my house singing it for days.
Yeah, I
Nice.
get stuck in my head too.
I
Yeah.
apparently thought I had lost my marbles. Actually, that's the reason why I wanted to do Porksky, not because I ever have a bit. I just like the song. That's it.
Play it.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Porsky. Na na na.
Porksky. Na, na, na. Always makes
Makes
the
the
wrong decision.
Decisions.
Unreal. You know, I wish Cheech Marin was singing it. Then it'd be even better. It's the only way that could be better.
Porksky. Hey, man. Porksky. And Farron also wants to know, could you explain the origins of not saying J or V. That shit is hysterical, and you guys rarely mess it up. You guys want to reprise that one there? Why don't we say Y or Y or J?
Well, because we're men of the world. I mean, we've traveled around. We know that not everywhere they pronounce the J's as a J.
It's a next level thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Go Yets, go.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's same with V is a Wii. You know, you got a flying Wii guitar. If you go some places, it's not a flying V guitar, it's a flying Wii guitar.
Yeah.
I really loved the flying Wii that Winnie Vincent played in Kiss.
Oh God.
Yeah, he did a really good job with that.
He really did. Yeen Simmons loved it.
Yeah.
And one last more from Mackenzie Taylor, the Rockin' Autistic. Well, she won those Gilbert Gottfried blind drawings.
Yeah.
My favorite parts, the whole thing were Gilbert Gottfried cameo, Rybo's pigeon impression, SpeeWee giving us the best jump scare of the month with his little paws and then him screaming, and the werewolf transformation finale just topped it off for me. It really got my gothic serotonin rushing.
Nice.
And Chris won that one, by the way.
Oh,
Bravo.
nice. Oh, sure. And no comments about Lon at all from the
No
fans?
comments from Lon yet.
About Lon? Yeah.
Mackenzie also said this year's Winnipeggers Halloween episode should be straightforward monster impressions and a cameo from Spencer of Ice Nine Kills. That's actually a really good idea. I can definitely get the cameo from Spencer, and I'm sure we can do monster imitations.
Yeah.
And we might do that.
You never know. You never know. We're always looking for ideas.
We don't. Fuck, Lord knows.
Yeah.
And Halloween's if you say Halloween with an E instead of an A, you turn into a savage pumpkin. So it could be done for Rybo.
Awesome.
All right. So, Dave, I know that you're kind of laughing, but I can tell I've known you for a long time. Kind of these hidden kind of like the fake laughs that you did last week on the show. They're kind of coming through. That's hilarious. You got some stuff that's bugging you?
I have a few things, not a lot.
Wow. But there is something, though.
There is.
Always something.
Dave's rant, Dave's rant. He's really pissed, it's excellent. Dave's rant, Dave's rant. Let's watch him lose his shit.
Not a fan of being in the moment, you know. Very overrated. Live in the moment, be in the moment. Just mind your own P's and Q's. I don't like that either. But I don't like being in the moment. People are taking photos. They post them on social media. It's a big deal. And they always pick the best one that they're in. They don't always necessarily show the best photo of their friends. And I think we should start being a little more friendlier as humans on Earth. And, you know, if I say, hey, Ryan looks better than me in that photo, and I'm going to post that. And sometimes I do, by the way, guys. Sometimes I take the fall. I take the fall and I say, I'm the ugly one this week for the little advertisements that I make. So people have to do more of that. This Alexa, I know, Ryan, this is kind of for outer space for you. It's a box. You just talk to it. You say, Alexa, play Led Zeppelin. It plays it. It's Alexa, what's the weather? Alexa, what's the news? Alexa, show me the recipe for whatever. But she always says, okay, after. And like every night I go to bed, our lights are hooked up to Alexa. So I say, Alexa, turn off the lights. And then as I'm just about to walk away, the lights go off, you know, and then I hear, okay. And last night I just was like, this is enough already. You don't have to say okay. I know you're shutting them off. You know you're shutting them off. And I don't want to hear the okay. And I was listening to music loud the night before, and then I didn't go to listen to more music after, so it was just blasting so that, you know, everybody's asleep upstairs, and then you hear this, okay, like running through the house, and then I got to be like, you know, on emergency alert.
Help!
Yeah, help, yeah. These spam phone calls that are coming through, you know, these international numbers that you keep seeing on your phone.
Yeah.
I'm not answering a phone in 2022. Just give up on me. There's no point. I probably haven't answered a phone call in 3 years. So, and then I'm not want to take over the show. I said I only had a few things. I guess I do have a little bit more because I'm starting to get older. We all are, and I'm trying to, you know, relearn things or learn things, new technology and everything. And this cryptocurrency thing, I don't understand at all. It's like you have money, but you don't have money. And can you use it or you can't, or it's something that's in something that's not? Is it USA currency? What the hell is it? And stop telling people you have it, maybe. maybe let's start there, because there's a lot of people talking about the cryptocurrency, and this is what I have. I don't like that my brain is faster than my fingers. And often when I'm thinking fast, my fingers can't do the texting. And it's really getting bad, especially in the morning. I wake up and I'm just boom. But
I've noticed. I've noticed
yeah.
the spelling
Oh,
errors.
yeah, man. I can't.
Yeah.
Or lying down and texting. It's the worst. You got a pillow behind your head and you're trying to text, and the eyes are so shut. I'm going to get the new iPhone next week. I'm going to buy the biggest one I can. And then they say you can't one-hand text. I'll have lots of rants about it. Sponsored by Apple. But yeah, that's about it. And then there's a little word that's kind of, I don't know, it's not really bugging me, but this lollygagging. Stop lollygagging. I've always heard that. It's just a little bit, yeah, it's kind of like.
Rybo agrees.
Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
kind of just
It's
a
like
weird
saying,
thing.
who's up to all this tomfoolery?
Yeah, it's
Come
kind
on.
of, it might be really old.
that's
It's
funny.
sort of like I let my wind off. Just you farted or you didn't. Okay, letting your wind off. What are you, 90? So that's about it. I mean, just take good photos of your friends. Try to be in the moment. It's very hard. I don't like being in the moment.
Yeah.
This Alexa thing is driving us crazy. These scam phone calls, international numbers, we're not picking up. And cryptocurrency, if anybody out there wants to tweet us and let me know in a real simple way what it is, I'd like to know. I don't understand it. I don't know why you have to tell people about it. Lollygagging, and my brain is faster than my fingies. So that's all I had. Hopefully I didn't take over the show. We have a lot to talk about on this
We
episode.
do have a lot to talk about. But,
I love the rant recap. It's
Yeah,
really great.
that's a new part. I don't want to take over the show, but I'll talk for another 3 minutes recapping what I just said.
That's all I have for the show. I didn't prepare
That's
anything
it.
else. So
That's your
And
big
I think as far as I know, cryptocurrency is even faker than the real money. So
Oh.
that's pretty fake.
I can actually explain it to you
Oh,
guys,
that's
but not on
deep.
the show. It takes a
No,
while
no.
to get into it.
okay.
Yeah, you text us and then we will complain about that later.
Send us some. I'd like to see what it feels like and everything. So,
Well, it doesn't feel like anything. It's crypto. It's in the air.
oh,
See what I said?
so
Fake.
can I
Anyway,
use it to buy something?
Something that is not fake is our great sponsor this week, who incidentally paid us in cryptocurrency. So you better get hip to it, Dave, because you're going to be getting a deluge of crypto coins. Bitcoins, actually not Bitcoins, but some of the other ones to your account. And you
Okay.
can then take that and fake spend it on fake things. Lovely place. We grew up in Winnipeg, as everyone knows, hence the name of the show, Winnipeggers. We had a lot of great hockey rinks for us to play in. St. James Civic Center was a great one.
Yeah.
Kirkfield Westwood, now called the Keith Bodley Arena, I believe it still is. One of my favorites, though, is this week's sponsor of the Winnipeggers. Of course, I'm talking about the Vimy Arena.
Yes.
Feel like skating but hate the outdoors? No one likes skating in minus 40. Whether you bring your skates, sticks, pucks, rings, pads, gills, jocks, sweaters, or whatever's, bring them to Vimy Arena. Our bleachers all have the perfect view to any hockey, schmocky, ringette, broomball, shinny, spongy, figure skating, public skating, or even the odd curling event. At Vimy, you're always front row. Need a refreshment? Take a break at the Vimy Arena Canteen. Best quality. We've got popcorn, pretzels, chips, pops, pizza rolls, onion rings, ring pops, fries, chocolate bars, and gravy. Hockey tape, black, white, and clear. Band-Aids, laces, chicken legs, matzo sticks, halls and roll-aids, plus Primo candy, Airheads, Nerds, Big League Chew, Fun Dip, Lick-a-Stick, Sour Keys, Sour Kids, Lifesavers, Popeye cigarettes, Junior Mints, Jawbreakers, Fuzzy Peach, Rolos, Skittles, Chuckles, Starburst, and more. All sold for under a toonie. Did we mention we sharpen skates at our store? Hurry now before this place is sold for a loony.
Great quality.
We went off into a little tangent about went back to the Candy Club again that we had a couple episodes ago.
Oh yeah.
The Nutty Club.
That
I
is-
got a list. I got a list of about 1,000 more candies. So
Oh,
one of
it's
these,
great,
I'm
man.
gonna
A lot
do
more where that came from.
one of those.
I'll
yeah.
tell you what, though, like a kind of a little bit of a diet ski. Sorry, Dave, didn't mean to keep you awake here. Feel free to fall asleep on the show. It's okay.
Episode 85, sleeping.
Yeah. We all just sleep there for half an hour.
Episode by
that's fun.
sleep. Not eating a lot of junk food right now. They're hearing that matzo sticks and pizza pops. Oh, that made my stomach rumble. I used to love pizza pops. Pizza pops were huge when we were kids.
Oh man, yeah.
People still eat that stuff. There was another Pizza Pockets. There was the rival
Oh.
company, Pizza Pockets. I don't know if
Well,
people
pizza-
eat that stuff anymore.
Pizza Pops. So I remember you'd be eating it, and there'd be like little strings of stuff in there. Where you're okay, there's cheese, there's meat, and there's this little stringy thing. It kind of falls somewhere in between. But we were all about it. Come home from school for lunch, and it'd be grab a couple Pizza Pops, throw them in the fucking oven, and dude, you'd be all set to go back.
Wash it down with some Scarios.
What?
Remember those that little pasta thing in the tin? It was called Scarios, and it just had all the little ghosts and stuff.
Roller coasters was another good one.
There was no organic food we were eating back then. Look at us. We turned out okay. I've only got about 7 ailments.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, so lots of great stuff there at Vimy Arena, but we are talking about Canadian TV shows, and one of the biggest Canadian TV shows right now, which kind of spurred this topic, of course, is Schitt's Creek, which won I think like 8 Grammys, Emmys. I think Eugene Levy won a Grammy for guest appearing on Bob and Doug McKenzie, Great White North. I don't know where I'm going with this, but they did win 8 Emmys and spurred a whole trend in the States. I mean, I even got the shirt right there.
Cool.
See, Johnny Moira, David, and Alexis. So to kick off,
They ripped us off.
Yeah, I can't believe they stole. Oh yeah.
oh, theirs doesn't have the Yiz stains on it though.
You pay extra for that.
And actually, if you really pay extra, you can get Eugene Levy's Yiz on it.
That's basically that's the kind of the new way to autograph a shirt.
Comes out with a pair of glasses on.
We're really putting the pen.
Eyeglasses.
We're really putting the pen in penis right now. So to guesting today, not just one of the stars of Schitt's Creek, but one of the stars of SCTV as well.
No.
Wow.
It's not Eugene Levy or Catherine O'Hara, but it is, however, Robin Duke.
Yes.
Well, hello, SpeeWee, Rybo, and Irvis. This is Robin Duke from Schitt's Creek. You may recognize me as Wendy Kurtz from the Blouse Barn in Schitt's Creek. Anyway, you want to know what my favorite TV show is? Well,
Winnipeggers.
what do you think? Schitt's Creek. Anyway, I'll tell you something else. Here's a little story. Now, I've known Dan Levy since he was a wee tiny baby. And every time I had a scene with him, I kept calling him Daniel by mistake. And then I'd hear, cut. And Robin, his name is David. So, oh, yes, of course, David. Then I'd say Daniel. So they had to cut and reshoot and retake over and over and over again, because every time I looked at him, all I could see was cute little baby Daniel. Anyway, must have cost the production a fortune, but anyway, that's my favorite TV show, and it will always be. And it seems like, boy, that is one popular show. And Winnipeggers, good for you. All the best to you out there. And we will see you soon, I hope. All the best. Bye.
That was great.
Bye to SpeeWee. Love that name, SpeeWee. Rybo and Irvis.
Sorry, I cut her off there, and she came.
Yeah, you know what? Let's ban her.
The consummate professional right there, saying the wrong name of a character over and over.
I will say she was really. You can tell she's funny just how she delivered her cameo there.
Yeah. She's a very nice lady. We appreciate the cameo. We haven't banned anybody in so long, though. I was just kind of tempted, you know.
Hey, I'll tell you what. You know what? It wouldn't bother me, because listen, this fake Jason Voorhees, I'm getting kind of sick even looking at his stupid face. Ben Johnson, he's still got a lot of heat with me. Sexy Santa's a dumb idiot. She's not going anywhere. What's his name? Mocha Joe.
Yeah.
Screwed us twice. Red Bubble. Yeah, how many bootleg Winnipegger shirts are you really selling?
Well, that was the thing. Their spokesman, Jake Chavez, says that don't worry. When we busted him, he said, "Don't worry, we haven't sold any actually." But still,
So
I know.
should we? And why are we banning Robin Duke?
Well, no, I don't think we should necessarily ban her. I just was kind of hoping we would ban somebody soon, but we you know.
Because we talked about Paul Gargano getting banned as well.
Well, you know what? She did kind of say that she kind of seemed very happy about screwing the budget. Yeah, and that's not cool. And we could show the people that we're dealing with right now that we're very loyal and we don't like that type of stuff.
That's
we're not going to.
We don't want to waste the production. Listen, we don't want to waste the production's money because we can't remember somebody's fucking name.
That's right.
Right? It's SpeeWee, Rybo, and Urbass. How's it going to go if I say, "Hey, Dave, cut"?
Yeah.
Hey, David, cut.
Baby David.
Baby
still,
David.
You know?
Yeah.
We're
We're
there.
Hey, off.
We're pros.
Just pick a name and we'll go for it. Like I'll whatever name it's going to be, I can commit to that name.
Ingo Schweitenberg Jr. That's your new name.
Perfect.
Perfect. That'll be perfect for the Halloween
Junior
episode.
the third.
That's 2 Halloween references in one show. That could be a record.
For any show, not just even our show.
I know, for any show.
Any show.
So I think, I mean, guys, should we take a vote if we're banning Robin Duke or not, or what?
Oh, we shouldn't ban it. I mean, look, first of all, she's one of 3, as far as I know, that went over from SCTV to Saturday Night Live.
True.
Her, Martin Short, and Tony Rosada.
That's the worst.
Okay, you're right. She's
I
in
mean,
good.
come on.
She's in good company. Keep her off the list.
How did Tony Rosado and Robin Duke be the only 2 that went from frickin' SCTV to SNL when they had 3 sketches on SCTV and 3 sketches on SNL total in like 3 years?
That is
I'm
funny.
not sure, but I feel like I have a little bit of, I feel like I have that disease that Tony Rosado had. That I think that it wasn't even Robin Duke. I think that was Robin Duke replaced by an alien that looks exactly like Robin Duke, and she's the one that's doing that show, by the way, that Schitt's Creek show.
Oh, well,
What is it called? Capgrass Delusion or something like that?
I don't have a clue what you're fucking talking about.
Are you
Yeah,
know,
I
really?
don't know either.
Tony
Ryan
Rosado.
day drank today.
Well, let me say one last thing here, and then we'll move to the Canadian TV shows. We're kind of bearing her, but listen, let's go the other way. She was on SCTV and Saturday Night Live and Schitt's Creek. She shouldn't be on the ban list. And she actually was pretty funny.
Unbannable.
Unbannable.
Yeah.
Unbannable. Robin Duke, we apologize for even thinking about this. That was a great cameo. Yeah. You made me laugh for legit a couple times.
Yeah.
And
me too. We were trying to appease the corporation. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It's just between us.
It's not you. It's not you. It's us.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what
them.
we're trying to do.
And she said it must have cost the production a fortune. That made me laugh. It was very O'Hara.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Anyways, Canadian TV shows. I think this is written by all 3 of us. A rare Lennon McCartney Harrison joint,
Sure.
if there even was such a thing.
Yeah.
I think Flying might be, but Ringo was in on that too.
Yeah.
But anyways, Canadian TV shows. There's so many of them, and we're going all eras. There was tons when we grew up. There's tons now. There's tons in the middle. Who wants to start off by naming some of their favorite Canadian TV shows?
Yeah, we could all go and take a turn. I can start if you'd like.
But don't do what you do and name like 10 in a row.
No, I'm one
couple-
each maybe, and just
All
go
right, then
around
can
because we have
discuss
lots.
for a bit, 'cause there's a lot. We might even have to do 2 parts. on
Don't do what you normally do.
might.
Can I give a list of 17 right now? Is that fine?
You do that sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I was I'm thinking going back a little bit. We decided we're not going to really have a category. It's just a mixed bag, which I think is a great idea. My idea. King of Kensington. I'm going to throw that out.
Now, let me say this:
Al Waxman.
when you throw out a show,
Yeah.
if you remember the theme, you have to sing it.
Oh, good call. Okay, well I don't.
I do. When he walks down the street, he smiles at everyone. All the people that he meets, the King of Kensington. Al Waxman.
It's like The Godfather, but he's walking through, and it's just the horrible
So what was
version.
that show about? I remember he like owned a drugstore or a grocery
He
store.
owned a grocery store. It was shot in Toronto. And it was just, people. Yeah, what was it about? It's just people would come by and visit, and he would talk to them, and he'd walk around and kind of get involved in some situations. He'd walk down the street, and that had 5 seasons.
Everyone.
5 seasons from 1975 to 80. So there was, yeah.
You know what's interesting about Canadian TV shows too is like it always looked like a Canadian TV show. It was always filmed a little bit cheaply.
Yes. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, everyone knows Game of Thrones. There's another really great show called The Last Kingdom on that a lot of people watch. When I first saw it, I said to my wife, I said, this is like the Canadian version of Game of Thrones. it's cool, but it's just a little bit cheaper.
Right,
Not
right,
quite as robust as the
right.
American version.
And
right?
back then there was a real difference
Yeah.
compared to Hollywood and Toronto. He owned a convenience store.
That was it.
That
Okay.
was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Convenience store. So it's kind of so Tyler Thompson could be the king of
That's
Kensington
right.
because he's in Kensington Village in Calgary.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. He's in Sonalta, which he calls himself the king of Sonalta. That's his nickname. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the ginger king of Kensington.
Yeah.
What do you got, Rybo?
Well, let's go way back then. We're going to go back. Canadian television basically didn't start. It wasn't a network until like 1952. And basically the first personality was Uncle Chichimus. I don't know if anyone knows this. I actually looked this up. I didn't know it either. But he was like...
Rybo prepares.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone hates it. Actually, everyone hates it.
Yeah.
But this is pretty funny because there was kind of like there was live TV, so it was 15 minutes, a 15-minute show every night at like 7:15 or something. It came on one of the first shows ever, and it was puppets. A lot of Canadian puppets. We'll talk about Friendly Giant and whatever probably this
Hopefully.
episode or next episode or part 3 or part 4 or whatever we're gonna do. But he had these little puppets that he would talk. He'd do 15 minutes. He just ad lib or whatever. And then there was one night in 1954 where he left his puppets in the car and they got stolen out of the car, and he had to go live the next night and he had no puppets. So he's like, "What are we gonna do? I got no puppets. What am I gonna do?" Hands. So what they did is they pretended that the puppets were kidnapped. And they had this whole thing while they had to rebuild the puppets. Like, they've been kidnapped. Has anyone seen Holly Hawk and whatever the stupid name was?
Oh, that's funny.
They had to rebuild the puppets, aka put 2 fucking buttons on a sock.
And it took 2 weeks. That's about it.
That's
Canadian. That's how cheap Canadian television.
He should write for this show.
Right.
We need some puppets, actually. I think the next show should be...
We should do a puppet show. That's a great episode. Put that on the list.
Okay,
Winnipeggers
live show,
puppet
show. Make your own
Get
puppet.
Each one of us creates a character, and then we could do it live, and then the family can give us things to do, and we can do a puppet show.
Sure, I love that. I'll put it on my post-it note. Also, we could have the puppets stolen and then recreate what Ryan was talking about, which I wasn't paying attention to. Okay, puppet show.
Lon could steal them.
Lon, get on getting us some puppets. Thanks.
There we go.
There you go.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Long story short.
Nice. So I'm going to go with the Hilarious House of Frightenstein.
Oh,
Which was a show that this show, if you haven't seen it, try and go on YouTube and watch it. It's on there. It's like super fucking weird. And it's almost like an earlier version of Pee-wee's Playhouse, where it was a show for kids, but you could tell the guys doing it were all super high. And so it was like a horror movie set. And Billy Van was the guy who was basically in charge, and he played like 15 characters. He played the Wolfman, who was like a Wolfman Jack, radio station guy, and he'd always pick a song, and then put this psychedelic thing in the background, and then he'd dance.
And just dance.
Dance. That'd be it.
Yeah.
And there were magic carpet rides on.
I am the Wolfman.
He's like wearing a Wolfman mask. And then there was Igor, who was the vampire dressed in green paint, his assistant, and then there was the librarian, who was super boring. There was Griselda the witch, who was Billy Van playing a witch. So
and she'd always go over to the cauldron. It's like, we're just gonna go over to the old cauldron, and always put her head on the pan every single time.
Slapstick, right? And the cauldron would be like smoking and everything. And
Yeah.
we're watching this Saturday morning as kids, going like, "What the hell is going on?" There's
is
a
this?
mummy in there. There's remember the jungle guy, Olga Bolga? He was like in the jungle. He was always
And the
getting
other guy that was like, I'm gonna look in my crystal ball. He'd always
Yes!
look in the crystal ball, and then
I think I remember this. I didn't pay. Yeah.
But the guy that was the Olga Bolga guy, you always hear cannibal drums in the background.
Right.
You'd always be running from the cannibals. Not sure if they caught him or not. But
I'm pretty sure that someone was playing the Goat Bones solo during that too.
oh my gosh, the private jokes are running free, and I ain't talking about Dennis Stratton. Boom, 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 boom. So anyways, a great show. Hilarious House of Frightenstein we would watch this stuff every week. And I remember, like, I had no idea what's going on, but I loved the show. And I couldn't wait to start dropping acid when I got old enough because of it.
There you go.
Good call.
Dave?
Well, I remember one that was on in the afternoons, and it was maybe 3 o'clock after school, and that was Walk with Yan. And that was, and it was just he just has a great character. It was a little Chinese guy, and he had an apron that would have a saying on each show. It would say something like "brighten my day" or blah blah blah,
No,
or
it'd be
some
like
kind of pun.
walk and roll. Like it'd be
Yeah,
something
right,
like
exactly, like a pun
walk
thing.
with
Yeah.
me, you know?
Well, yeah, exactly. And then he would make the food, and then one lucky fan was always allowed to come up at the end of the show, and they would eat the food together and have a fortune cookie. But it was just a crazy show, and I don't know how long it was on. I didn't check into it that long, but I bet you that show was on for 6 or 7 years through that time, because it was
Big time. It was on. It seemed like forever.
probably more. Yeah. Wonder if he's
that-
still with us. Yan
I
from
don't
Walk
know.
with Yan.
We want to walk. I always wanted to have my own show called Walk with Ryan, but never really
No, it'd be
did.
Rock with Ryan.
Oh yeah.
Walk with Yan was a Chinese cooking, Irvas's preparation.
Nice.
Walk with Yan was a Chinese cuisine cooking show starring Stephen Yan.
Yeah.
It was produced in BC in the late 70s before moving to CBC in 1980 and continuing there today too. Then moving to syndication, running until 1995 on that format.
Holy crap.
Now,
Wow.
Here's the running gag of his wearing his apron. Walk and roll, walking my baby back home, danger, Yan at walk around the clock, walk the heck.
Oh my god.
You are walk you eat. Walk's new pussycat, and the last one I'll give you is Walkie Night in Canada.
Oh,
that's
that's
great.
great. That is a great one.
There's a whole bunch. There's like 50 other ones here. Walk Me Amadeus.
Oh,
That's good.
That's
Stephen Yan is still with us. We don't have a date of birth, but there is no date of death. So if you
That's a
are
good
with
find.
us, Stephen Yan, we give you props and accolades.
Maybe he's on Cameo. Maybe he's maybe he's a future guest. Wow.
Wow, can you imagine?
Oh,
That's
All
awesome.
right. Rybo,
ratings.
That's great.
you thought the Willie Tyler and Lester guest starring was huge. Wait till Walk
Yeah.
with Yan comes on.
Oh, can't wait to see that. It's going to be great. So, there's so much stuff. It's really hard to there's so many huge shows, and it's, and I want to talk about the dumb ones, but Bizarre, as we saw from the intro,
Classic.
Bizarre was such a huge show. John Biner was hilarious. One of the things he used to do is this yoga thing where he used to be a yoga instructor, and he'd be like halfway in the floor, right up to his his waist, and then his legs would be fake, and he'd be moving them, and he's like, now stretch him out to the side, and then stretch him forward, and do all this thing, and it was stolen completely by Mike Myers for Goldmember, because Goldmember does the exact same gag, and that was stolen by John Biner. So I just want to give comeuppance to where they're due.
Are you talking
Wherever
about
that
this stretching? Didn't he do that in the Love Guru as well?
I think he did. Yes, he did
The
the
Love
same
Guru
thing.
with the stretching legs and all that
That's
stuff.
right.
Yeah.
I never
Completely
did see
stole
that.
it from, and by the way, where's Mike Myers from? Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
of course we
Canadian.
stole it from that.
Yeah, he's totally Canadian. And also on Bizarre was the fabulous Super Dave Osborne.
Bob Einstein.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bob Einstein,
Yeah.
just a total genius. It was always had Mike Walden was there doing the announcements, was great. And just the dryness of Bob Einstein
Yes.
was amazing. And they always had, every time he was like locked into a position, it was like, those straps are made with genuine Saskatchewan sealskin bindings.
Oh yeah.
Every single episode.
Dry as a bone, the best. Rest in peace. One of the best. Oh my God.
Amazing. Yeah.
Albert Brooks' brother.
I got to can I throw a Bob Einstein yoke out here right
Yeah,
now?
please.
Oh, go for it.
All right, guy walks in the bar, puts his dog on the bar, and says, "Hey, I got a talking dog right here." Bartender goes, "Get the hell out of here! This is bullshit. I've heard this a million times." He goes, "No, I got a talking dog right here. Dog can answer any question you want." He said, "This is bullshit." He said, "I'm telling you, it's a talking dog." He said, "Listen, if the dog talks, I'll give you a free drink. If not, I'm throwing you out of here right through the plate glass window." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "All right, dog. What's the roof of your mouth? Sorry, what's the top of your mouth? Roof. All right. What's the top of your house? Roof. Who's the greatest baseball player of all time? Roof. Bartender goes, this is bullshit, and throws him out the fucking window. Dog gets up, pushes the glass off his face. He goes, you think I should have said DiMaggio?
That's good.
It's perfect.
Love
it. Great Bob Einstein documentary on TV right now. But yeah, he was awesome. Super Dave Osborne, which then begat its own sequel. But if you want the original Super Dave, it was on Bizarre.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Great.
I got another one that was the ones that I always go to, and you can go to some of the bigger ones, but I love the cartoons that we used to have, and there's 3 of them that I can think of. One of them is the Adventures of Hercules.
Oh, perfect. That was
I didn't know that was
Canadian?
Canadian.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So he's Hercules. He's got Newt. And Newt has to say everything twice. Look out, Dave! Look out, Dave! Watch out, Rybo! Watch out, Rybo!
Yeah.
There's a Hydra. There's a Hydra.
Yeah. And the Hydra, by the way, the Hydra was a drawing on a piece of paper and with sound effects.
Terrible.
Yeah.
The animation was basically, like Dave said, taking one picture and just going like this with it.
Yeah.
And then there was Pan, who was the little like centaur, half man, half deer, or whatever. And he'd be like,
Toot. I think his name was Toot.
Toot. That was it. Yeah. So that was one. Number 2 was what's the other one I was going to say? There was Spider-Man. The Spider-Man one was Canadian as well. And you know what we're talking about? Yes. It's the one where Spider-Man always goes to the dance club, to the disco, and it's the same thing. We're like, ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
So they drew 2 pictures, and they would just go back and forth like.
Yeah, so cheap.
The
That's
Spider-Man.
That's how old we are.
The Spider-Man that we watched, that cartoon was a Canadian cartoon.
Wow.
And the music was amazing. The music
Amazing.
on that is so great.
Well, that's
Anyone
the one.
check it out. So good.
You want to sing the theme song? That's where it came
Which
from.
one? They're all so good. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
It's like
Da-da-da-da.
and the other one, this is where it came. Spider-Man goes wherever a spider can. Down the bow, goes the Spider-Man, and it would show him like going from building to building, but it's the same 2 pictures again.
Yes.
It was the best. And then the other one was the Tales of Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Which had it was based on Wizard of Oz, obviously, and every guy had a name. It was Dandy, the Cowardly Lion, Rusty the Tin Man,
Yes.
and Socrates, the Scarecrow. You guys remember this?
Yes. Good one.
Yes.
Nice.
And the best part of it all was in the world of Oz is a very funny place where everyone has a funny, funny face. All the streets are paved with gold, and no one ever grows old. That funny place called the Wizard of Oz.
Yes. Amazing. I love it.
Hey, did you
Love
watch
it.
any cartoons when you were a kid, or were you watching? I don't know.
No, I was watching it. I watched the Smurfs and everything.
Well,
No,
they're from Germany.
Right. No, I remember a little bit of that, mildly. I knew the 3 chords when you were singing, so I came in on it. I don't remember. I don't actually remember the song. It was in A. So
If we ever do another Winnipeggers theme song to replace Running Back to Saskatoon, that's going to be it. Got to get Lon to play sax or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe.
great.
He play sax, didn't he? Dave, let's do one more each. Dave, you got one?
Sure. Let's go with The Littlest Hobo because that was completely Canadian, and as you saw at the beginning of the show with Stickler, supposedly it was on in the 60s. I remember it was 1979 to 1985 is the series that we would have seen that was on TV all the time, and it was like a German Shepherd dog that would just kind of fight crime and help people out, and then would get attached to a family, and then he would break their heart, and he would just take off because he was a lone wolf. He's befriending and bolting, and he would jump onto the little train or whatever it was, or a hitchhiker would pick him up. Next thing you know, he's off. He'd be with a hitchhiker and he would take him to a place, and there's this trouble. The hitchhiker's going through stuff, so the hobo helps the hitchhiker out, and then oh, thank you, I love you so much, and then he knows that he has to go. You have to go, don't you, boy? And the dog would go, oh, yeah, I gotta go.
You know,
I gotta go.
You'd always move on. He always had to move on, and that
And
was
they would
Well,
move on.
the song kind of said that too. Like, you got to move on, little guy, or something like that.
No, it was there's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road. That's where I'll always be. Never thinking about tomorrow. I've got today. I mean, he was living the life of a rock star. This dog.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
he's just going out. He goes, I got no time for family. Okay, we had our time. It was beautiful. I'm on to the next town. See you later.
Oh, love it. Good job. Good job.
Rybo, what you got?
Well, okay, let's talk about Degrassi a little bit. Like, I know you're a huge Degrassi fan.
I'll jump in. Yeah, I got to. Yeah,
Was it Kevin Smith is a huge fan too, right?
huge.
Huge
Kevin
fan.
Smith actually. So when he made Clerks, his first movie, when it finally started making a profit, his profit, I think, from that movie, I'm paraphrasing, was like $10,000. That was his profit.
Right.
He took that $10,000 back in the day. If you wanted to buy Degrassi as a season, they didn't sell it. He had to buy actual English class video cassettes of Degrassi that they had in high schools. He bought, like, every episode was on each videotape, and it cost $10,000. He had to have
He needed to have a projector to watch all
Yes.
of them. Like,
all
what
of his
the heck?
profit from the first movie went to buying the first, run of Degrassi videotapes or whatever the hell it was.
How could he like it that much? I don't understand that. That's
I don't know.
ridiculous.
It was like a so-so. I know you guys love it, so this is more about you than me. But I memean, I never dug that show at all. Actually,
No, it was kind of one of those. It was like an after school special. Like every episode was
Every
after
week.
school special. There's a lesson there. I know, Dave, you were Spike from Degrassi at the opening
right,
here. We
right.
saw
And I
that.
do remember that. I remember she got
Like,
pregnant,
well,
and
she was
Wheels
the
got her
first one to
pregnant. I
get-
think.
No, Wheels did not get her pregnant.
Oh, I
But a
don't
good
know.
guess, good guess.
Leave Wheels out of this. I love Wheels.
Yeah.
But then he
Well,
loved
Wheels,
her.
What
Let's
it
talk
was-
about.
Was
Let's talk about the end of it. The
before
last.
we get to the end, let me just
All right.
throw a few things in first. So what Degrassi was, for people that don't know, it was a Canadian show. Once again, very Canadian, shot super dark on very cheap film, but it was the first show of its kind to have real teenage issues: abortion, suicide, drug use, drinking and driving, everything. And if you think it's like, oh, that's cool, at this point in time in the late 80s, early 90s, nobody
No one.
was
Cool.
putting that on TV. Not anybody in the States or anywhere. So Degrassi was very revolutionary for being the first show that showed kids living real life kids' problems. So there was a bunch of seasons, which led to one of the greatest shows in television history, which was the final Degrassi episode.
School's out.
School's out. Take it
School's
over.
out. And actually, it was pretty funny because I can't remember the name of the character, but there was the one guy that he did acid for the first time. He went to the Green Slime concert, and then like jumped off a building or became a total it messed up his
Vegetable,
mind.
yeah.
Became, fucked up for the rest
Yeah.
of his life or whatever. Don't do drugs, yo. Don't do
Stay away
drugs.
from green
That's what
slime.
the BBC says, yeah. Don't you got to be careful. But the last episode was amazing. You had, and you know what, Snake was in there, the aptly named Snake, because he's kind of he's a character that's been all throughout the whole thing, and he's kind of an antagonist a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But not, he's a good, he had good intentions and stuff, but he was the Kramer of that last episode. He kind of fucked everything up. He
did.
told the truth about Joey and Tessa Campanelli. He fucked up the relationship with
So Joey's I can't remember. Caitlin is the hottest chick ever at the time, and Joey's dating Caitlin, Stacey Musician, and he goes and fucks Tessa Campanelli, and Snake lets the ball drop, and you actually hear on CBC, which is not cable. This would be like hearing this on NBC in the States, and Caitlin goes, "You're fucking Tessa Campanelli," and I remember going, oh my gosh, I was 21 years old at the time, or 20. I couldn't believe it. Like, you guys have to understand how it was 30 years ago. You had never heard that ever, and they made this huge thing. You're fucking Tessa Campanelli, and it was just like, no.
Wow. Real life shit, yeah.
And then
I don't blame Joey. I would have done the same thing. So
Caitlin was way hotter. What are you talking
I
about?
know, but whatever. It's just the time to move on. You got to move on, and then Joey's just he wore the hat. He thought he was cool because he's wearing the hat
Oh, I
and
know
stuff
who
like
you are.
that, and just maybe he should have been the nice boy, and he wasn't, and that's what the show showed. But the other thing is that Wheels had a drinking problem. And the guy whose name is Wheels actually got a DUI in the last episode. He drives. I think Lucy's in the car with him. She breaks her neck or something like
She's
that.
blind in one eye. She breaks her neck.
Oh,
He's
that's
drinking and
right.
driving.
But it's all because Snake calls him on stuff, and they have a big fight at this big party they're having. He drives away all pissed off. I'm not saying it shouldn't be Snake's fault. I mean, it's really Wheels' fault because Wheels is the guy that got behind the wheel. And he did the thing. So he did the wrong thing. But still, Snake could have been a little bit better, He could have been cool like Yick You, but he wasn't. He could have just smoked weed and sat out there and drank it out in the back. But he wasn't. He had to be the antagonist. And I'm so jealous of this and I'm so jealous of that. Screw you, Snake. I know you're out there right now. You're probably watching. You might be even a cameo. Let's put him on the banned list.
Oh, you know what? We're putting Snake on the ban list. Here's another reason why. Because Neil Hope, the amazing actor, not really, but one of my favorite guys when I was a kid, Neil Hope disappeared and died destitute where no one knew where he was. And they found out like 2 years after he died that he was dead. Neil Hope, had Wheels not met such a terrible demise, might have had a better life. I'm blaming all of this on Snake. And if you give me a second, I'll find the bastard's real name. Are we putting Snake on the banned list? Or are we putting the real actor on the banned list?
Put the whole school on.
All of the Degrassis, Junior High, Degrassi High, the new class.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Stephen Brogren is the son of a bitch's name. I think Stephen Brogren is fuck you, Stephen Brogren. You're banned. I'm calling it right now. He's banned.
I love it. I just want to see
Kevin
someone
Smith
get banned.
would also, you can even, I know you're friends with him. You could actually talk to him. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
If he approves, he's on the.
What a long show. We should do a part 2.
We should do a part 2. Was there any part with Dave? You want someone banned? Banned.
Yes.
Stephen Brogren, you are banned with a triple FU from the Winnipeggers. Are you in?
There we go.
There you go. That's for you. That's for fucking with Wheels and fucking with Neil Hope. Pisses me off. I love Neil Hope. And the Zit Remedy sucked ass, too.
They had one song that was pretty good.
Everybody's got something.
You guys want a part 2?
And never give it up. Yeah, we're going to do part 2 of this. We got a lot more to talk about.
Okay, next week, part 2.
Thanks to the great
Canadian
Robin
television,
Duke,
part
Robin
2.
Duke, amazing. Thanks to the great Rod
Thank you.
Stickler. And a big sticking up your ass to Stephen Brogren. We are now on the banned list. And we'll see you next week for a lot more great Canadian TV shows.
Cheers, guys.